Uh, this is a picture of our Grandpa Schultz, which would be Grandpa Joe's father and mother. And his name was William Wilhelm Schultz, and her name was Frederica Schultz. And she died when Grandpa was just 7 years old. So he didn't get to have a mom real long. And then the next picture is Aunt Frida, and that was Grandpa's sister. And she died at 40, she was only 41 years old, and she never did marry. And she was living with Grandpa Joe and Grandma Thelma at the time that she died. And then this is a picture of Grandpa and his brothers and sister. And Uncle Walter's on the left, then Uncle Otto, then Aunt Elsie, then Uncle Billy, and then Grandpa Harry. More to tell where. Let's see. Oh, here's a picture. This is a picture of Grandpa Schultz, and then here's. Oh, here's a picture of when we were in school. This is on the left is Floyd Kelly, and then Doris Schultz, and Betty Earp, Bree Kelly, Betty Earps, Kathleen Custer, Ruth Earps, and this is Leotus. And this is some more of the school pictures. And on the left, starting over the left, is in the back row is Bud Beavan. Earl Urban. Okay. And Les Schultz and Harold Bickerman. And then in the next row is Betty Earps, Floyd Kelly, Doris Schultz. I'll go very quick. Remember what? Was that you? Ada? This is Ada, and this is Doris, and this is Doris, and then here's, then I'm down here, this little one. This little one here is Leotus. I think you're talking. You'll find some more with it. This is the wedding pictures of our daddy, Joe. This is his brothers. This is his sister, Aunt Erna, and her husband, Herman. And this is his brother, William, and they call him Uncle Billy, and his wife, Aunt Lena. And there's a good thing. And then this is another one of his sisters, Erna, and her husband, Eddie. And they were only married 10 years. And when Luzetta was born, why she died, and then he married another Erna after that. But that was Daddy's sister. Okay, and then this is some more pictures of this is Uncle Walter and Aunt Leslie, and they were the ones that were both killed at the same time our mom was in 1947, and they were in the car, and that was Grandpa's closest brother. He really, they farmed together, and they just did a lot of things together. I think that they even palled around a lot together when they were growing up and when after they were growing up. Of course, Uncle Walter went into the service, and Grandpa was supposed to go into the service, and just 2 weeks before he was supposed to go into the service, why the World War I was over with, and they only kept him home because that he had to stay home to help Grandpa finish up the rest of the crops, and then he was going to go in, and then the war was over. And then this is a picture of our mom and dad, and they were married in 1925, 1924, and Mama was only 20, and I think Daddy was 28 when they got married. Then there's Uncle Harry and Aunt Lizzie, and Schultz, and Uncle Otto, and Aunt Agnes. And these probably aren't going to be in the exact order, but that's okay. That as long as you picture, we love this one of Grandpa. I don't know how many times I've seen Grandpa Joe with it lift his hat off of his head. And there he is, lifting his hat off of his head and saying hi to everybody, and Les Schultz is right in front of him. And the picture up above here was all the kids at a picnic. And okay, let's see. What's next? Oh, we love this one of Grandpa and Uncle Walter, and they're on their horses. Boy, don't they look stylish. Okay, let's see. And then that's so funny. Oh, this is a picture of Mom and Dad and Leotus and I. And I've always disliked this picture so much because it looks like I've got my arm back there like I'm stretching my butt. So this is a picture also of Mom and Thelma Cripsey. She was named after our family. This was like a Priscilla Club that they had. I had to laugh because the Priscilla Club was the Lutheran Church's ladies club, and the one from the left is our mom peeping around, and that just reminds me of Ada and I, because neither one of us like to have our picture made. And then there's a picture of me with a little hat on, and this lady, Mary Catherine Crookston, is holding me in her arms, and that's a picture of me. And let's see, I think there's one for Patty, or just the back of him from here. No, it's not. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here's a picture of Uncle Otto, Uncle Joe, Billy Voss, and then Uncle Billy, Uncle Harry, and just a, yeah, that's all for those men on there. Okay. This is cousins, and then these Crooksons, and these Crooksons were with us a lot, but Ada is like, let's see, where are you, Ada? Trying to find you. Oh, I guess you're right in the second row, the first one on the left in the second row. And of course, I'm the littlest. You know, I was the baby of the family. So consequently, I'm always the littlest one in all these pictures. Okay. Now I guess we're going to start a little bit, and we'll probably have some of these mixed up, but you kids don't care as long as you have them. This was a picture of our great grandma Taylor. This would have been our and she was the one that I went to see out where she lived, and she moved out there in what did we say, 19. Let's see, I've got that on a slip of paper. I'm trying to think what year she moved out there. She died in 41, but like 19, I can't remember what year she did. I know I got that. And then this is Grandpa. Here, you tell us. This is a picture of our grandma and Grandpa Baldy. This is their wedding picture. They were married in, I think, 1900. 1900, I think so. September, weren't they? Yeah, September 8th. Okay. And just for Arm Jonas' house. Oh, for Arm Jonas' house. Oh, this is a picture of where my grandmother lived. Maybe where Mom was born. And this is where Charlotte's of Leotus' grandmother too. We had some good times going here for Christmas dinner. We always went there for Christmas dinner and Sunday dinners. She lived there until she died in 1950. Or not, 1951. Yeah, 1951. Yeah. Now, this is a picture of Uncle Fred and Mama when they were babies, and Thelma and Fred. That's picture them. And this is a picture of Grandma Edith. They called her Blanche a lot. And that was Uncle Lyle and Alice when she was born. And Alice was the one when they think when she was like a year old that she had polio. And so she was an invalid and never really went on much further than like about a year-old child, only that she grew. And then this is an article that we found about a party that was for our grandpa. And then it was on his birthday, and he was 60 years old, and he was running for county commissioner. And then in the following October, he died. But we found this article about him and how that they had this big 60th birthday party. The picture of Uncle Fred, Mama, or Uncle Fred, Aunt Merle, our mom. Okay, let's see here. Let's get some more pictures out. Okay, again, this is a picture of Uncle Lyle, Uncle Fred, Aunt Merle, and our mom. I gotta keep this in order. And okay, now we're gonna go. This was probably taken a year or two, about like 1946. These two aunts came out from Nevada to visit us, and Aunt Ella Strokey is on the left, and then there's Aunt Kate. Now these are our grandma's sisters, so these would be our great aunts. And there's our grandma, and then Aunt Alice is on the right. And they were beautiful ladies. We loved them a lot. Oh, a picture of our mother when she graduated from the academy. She went to the academy down there for 4 years and graduated. Now, here is a picture of their wedding certificate when our mom and dad got married, and we thought it was really neat that we found that wedding certificate. We're not having another picture of that. We just thought having a picture. Right, it was going. I'm not having any more of those put in there. Okay, this is Bree. Her name was Mode, but then she came to Bree Loftus. But this was who I was named after. But that's her and Ada. Marie lived with Mom and Daddy while she was teaching up at Colfax School, and she just loved Ada. She bought me a Shirley Temple doll and dressed me a Shirley Temple dress, and all. She was about the time that Shirley Temple was so popular. Now, her mom would have been 25 here because there's Ada, and little tiny baby Ada. There's our mom, don't you think? Oh, I think so. That must have been one of their courting pictures. Oh, yeah. I want to tell you how they met. Mom was just like 13, and she went to a little school dance, and she had a basket. And they used to have like a box lunches. And so she was there at this school dance, and my dad was there, and I guess that Daddy saw her, and he bought her box that night, and he went home that night, and he told his dad, "I found the girl I'm going to marry." See, Grandpa would have been about 21, but I got to wait for her to grow up, and he did. He waited for her to grow up. So we think that's just as pretty special of how they met and how he must have went to see her and dated her some in her last year of going down to the academy, because by some of her notes in her little, and on the left is Uncle Fred and Julia somebody that stood for him, and then this is Aunt Bessie and Uncle Walter on the other side. We're going to go back to when Mama was in Berlin. She's Mama and her friend. This is another picture of Mom and her friend at the academy when they were going to school down there. It looks like they're playing guitars. It looks like it, or ukulele or something. Okay, now we're going to probably get some stuff mixed up, but that's all right, as long as you guys get this. This is a picture Ada and I You must have been about what, Amy? 17 probably. I was about 12 at this new bike. And we were at our house in town. Okay, those are, that's all cousins. Let's see, we're not going to name all those off, but Ada Mae is standing. Let's see, aren't you right here? And right there in front, in the middle, you can see her. Oh boy. Oh, I don't like this picture at all. This must have been taken there in West to hit our, I must have really thought I was dressed up fancy with that pompadour and all. Okay, looky here. Here's another picture of Ada, boy, which is a little girl. This is still out on the farm. That ain't one of those Shirley Temple dresses. I bet it is. I think that was one that Marie got me, that Shirley Temple, that hat. Mrs. Henry Schultz's horse, and his name was Barney, and I was on the horse. Now, I always liked horses. Ada was scared to death of horses. Daddy put her up. Horses just said, danger, 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 Daddy, danger. Picture of our grandma and her mom and Ada Mae. Look at that cute little hat. And that dog's name was Laddie. We always have some kind of a hat on. Okay, yeah, well, of course she had a hat on. We're going to go back to another cousin thing. And let's see, this is Opal, Doris, Ethel, Evelyn, and Ada, and Norman, and then I'm with my dress up into little Leotus. Oh, this was our out in the yard in the country, and that dog's name was Teddy, and that's Ada and I. And I think that other little dog's name was Tiny. Tiny and Teddy. That was it. Okay, this is schoolhouse picture. I was on the farm. Now this is out of Colfax School. This was our teacher, and his name was Olin Kennan. Now I wasn't in school yet, but you can see Ada in the front row. And that was the rest. That was all there was in that grade school. That was our first grade. That was a pretty little building. You think about that. I think that was our first grade, wasn't it? Yeah, it was your first grade, Ada. We have Ada's birth announcement in here too. So it'll be on here also. This is really, now this was just the year, I probably was about maybe a month or two before our mom was killed. And it's our grandma on the upper left-hand side and Ada, then our mom, and then you guys all remember Frida Steffen. She's to the right, and that's her folks in the middle, and then I'm standing next to my mom right there. And we're up at the Abbott's Lodge. Abbott Lodge is up by Alpine and but next to the Wet Mountains. And there's Uncle Otto standing on the back of the tractor, and I'm showing off driving the tractor because that's how I learned how to drive, was on the tractor, guys. But I like to be outdoors. They'd like to be in the house, and we tell that earlier on the video how she was Pansy and I was Petunia. And this is my mom and aunt window at our house that we talked about earlier on the video. And this was our little bird, and his name was Fluffy. And Ada said she always was so worried because I was sick so much when I was little. She wasn't going to have a little sister, and how she prayed that her little sister would live because I was always sick when I was little. This is when I was 10 months old, sitting up on the old car. I think this car belonged to it belonged to Grandma or one of the neighbors. I don't know if it was ours or not, but that's me sitting up there. Okay, this was like a Sunday school party picnic. And I don't see Ada. I know she must be on here somewhere, but I'm the one that's way down at the end peeking around by the little blonde-haired girl, and I'm right at the last one. Okay. This was Uncle Lyle's first wife, Gwenny. That's Wayne's mom. And Ada Mae, the horse. This is the one that was with my uncle the night that we were going home from Christmas from church. And I thought that I seen the tricycle tracks down our road to Santa Claus had brought me a tricycle. Okay, and then I don't know if you guys can hardly see this picture, but anyhow, this was the whole group. And And this was on Doris and my confirmation. Was killed that September, and we had a big celebration out at Uncle Walter's house. And it was out just about 3 miles west of town. Over there, I think that might have been about my first day of school, or around the time that was. Here I am again, probably 2 or 3 years old. And then you can see those buildings in the background. Now, we told you those were all gone, but that was a little bunkhouse that was back up there. Oh, wait, don't you remember this picture? I mean, we've seen it a lot of times.
Oh, this is Leotus and I out on the ranch, out in the snow. We were getting ready to go to school, and Mom got a picture of us. This little house up here was our smokehouse, where they used to smoke a lot of bacons and hams and summer sausage and everything.
So about the egg, Thelma says. When I was little one time, I went to the house to, well, I was out playing with my friend, and this lady was in visiting with my mom. And so I knew Mom would put an egg in our ice cream, and I had this mud all mixed up. So I snuck up to the hen house, got an egg, mixed it in this mud. Didn't think my mom ever saw me. And about that time, I was coming back and got her mixed up in there. And so the little girl went home, and my mom called me in the house, and she said, Leotus, did you do anything wrong? I started to cry. I knew right away. I went to the hen house and got an egg. And she said, well, you think of the little kids that don't have anything to eat, and you use that egg. So I kept that mud forever. I'd keep mixing it with more water because I'd wasted that stupid egg. So I don't know how many times I mixed up that egg in water. And look, Ada likes to ride cows instead of horses. My mom's got her on a cow. I should have been in the rodeo. And here I am on Dixie. This was Daddy's.
Leotus loved horses.
This was our confirmation day, Doris's and mine. And a picture of us there. Okay. Oops. Okay, we're back to school again. Another school picture. And there's Aunt Ada's in the front row again. Shouldn't say Aunt Ada, just my plain little sister Ada, big sister Ada. And here's a bunch of cousins again. We may have had that picture once before. I don't know. This is still a confirmation picture. I don't know if you want another one of that. That's a confirmation picture. And then here's another school picture. This is out of Colfax again. And I'm in the front row with my head down. And Ada's in the third row, looking right between those two gals. I know you guys can pick her out. And then this looks like it was Margaret Lynch's birthday. And Ada and Opal got their arms around each other about the third row.
We were always such pals.
My mom's standing right behind her, and Ada's mom too. And I'm in the front row next to the girl with the birthday cake. Oh, this is a picture of me, and they used to call me Pudge when I was little. They called Ada Mage. I don't know where the heck they got it.
Earl Earp still calls me Midge. Well, he calls me Midge.
And anyhow, my dad carried this picture, and he's built old. I don't know, maybe till he died, but he always had this little picture because he loved me in pigtails. And that was me looking at a flower out in our backyard at home. This guy worked for us, and name was Louis Stock, and that was his horse. There's Ada and I, and that was my bird. I had him trained that Daddy had a little harness fixed for him, and we could hook it up and be able to pull a load of wood. And that's Ethel must have been visiting us because there's a picture of her, but the dog's name was Rover.
Oh, this is another school picture that was taken.
Let's see where you at, Ada. I see what
Leotus in the front row with the dog. Wow.
I bet you over there on the side you got kind of
Looks like he got scratched off.
And that's a man and a horse again. I think that's Dick and the horses. Oh my, wasn't I? I must have been probably about 14. And this was in town. Lovely picture. Mrs. Louis Stock and I out at the ranch.
I think he's playing horseshoes.
We were playing horseshoes. Oh, this is a year this year my mom got killed. And so this would have been my confirmation picture. Oh, brother, I look like Nellie on that Little House on the Prairie. This is the year this year my mom got killed. And so this would have been my confirmation picture. Oh, brother, I look like Nellie on that Little House on the Prairie. Stuck up some Oh, that's that same dress we had on it when we was in town before.
Oh, this is Leotus and I. This is in Westcliff at our house.
This is high school. Aveda's high school, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see.
Did you write about the third row?
I'm about the third row to the left there. Opal's right in front of me.
And this is a picture of me sitting in the rocking chair inside of the house in Westcliff. And I went to the parochial school in town, my 7th and 8th grade. And so I'm like from the top, I'm sitting right in front of, I'm the second row, the second one over. This is Ada's picture again of when she was in school. There's Uncle Charles is way over to Uncle Charles Cook on the right-hand side. I'm surprised Harold isn't on here. I don't see a picture of Harold, do you?
I don't either.
But Ada's here. There's Ada and Johnny. We were going together.
This must have been one of our dates that we were on. Oh, this is one of my very best friends in school. Her and I were close. We've done all kinds of things together. And it's Judy Wadsworth. We have got these blouses and we really thought they were great. Oh, this is a picture of my cousin Opal and I. We must have been about, I suppose, 6 months old. I was born in February and she was born in April, so there's just about 2 months difference in our age. We were pals from the time we were just little kids. This is a picture out at Grandma's house. There's Leotus to the left, and then our grandma and Judy Baldick, and then me, and Carol and Thelma. This is my graduation picture. This is when John and I was married in 1951. Pretty cool about it. This was all of my cousins and in the wedding part.
This is when I graduated from high school. And this is when Ray and I was dating, and that's our prom. And this is our wedding picture. And here's an article about us. We were married September 11, 1953. And when we were still going together. And I don't know, we started to get out of the car and somebody snapped that picture. This is my graduation picture. Here's another picture of our wedding. And Marlene Godwin and Chet Cook stood up for us. And